Mabuhay! So, tuloy natin yung mga videos about SB19 na ginawa ni Casual Chuck. This time yung series niya na What Nobody Understands About Specific Members. Nagsuggest na commenter na gawin natin by age. So, unahin natin si Sob or Josh. Ayan. And I always appreciate you for subscribing and commenting. Stay tuned sa dulo ng video. Mag-feature tayo ng top comment and top subscriber kung gusto nyo na i-prioritize yung suggestions nyo. Check the description below. Pasensya na sa boses ko. Medyo may sipon lang. Pero let's go. And learn more about Josh of SB19. As usual, we're taking this with a grain of salt. So kung may mali sa info or updates, let me know in the comments. So let's go. Saan video galing yan?
Hindi legit, pero dati dumadayo talaga ako ng Dota.
Dota? Gamer na si Bob.
Sabi nga nila, unique yung voice ko. Hindi na lang sinabing pangit.
SB19 Josh embodies the word charisma in the P-pop industry. Some people would even kill just to get a taste of his life, surrounded by loyal friends and fans who would do everything for his success. However, behind the golden facade hides the painful truth. From falsely accused of cheating in games to proving himself innocent by becoming a champion. Some haters even see him as the group's weakest link. So in today's video, haters will be proven wrong and viewers will be given inspiration because his journey is nothing short of electrifying.
Makakapag-flip din pala si Josh. Galing.
Let's go, Josh!
Let's go, Sob. Pa-close up in the ad.
Anong 18?
Sakto yung ad.
Josh Cullen Santos was born in Las Piñas City, Philippines. He was raised by his mom, Aldrin, along with his sister, Yuna.
Oh, Yuna
He also
pala
had
yung
two
sister
other
niya.
siblings who didn't grow up with him and they remain undisclosed to this day.
Oh.
When Josh was 3 years old, they
Good.
moved to Imus, Cavite. Having a single mom, Josh and his
Yeah, diba?
sister had to be entrusted to the care of a housemaid because their mom had to work away from home to support them. But instead of receiving care, they experienced hell at a very young age because this so-called housemaid physically tortured them by making them strip and pouring melted candle wax all over their bodies. I'm not even sure how long this went on. Probably long enough that Josh was already able to remember it before the abuser got eventually apprehended and put into jail. He even shared that he still has the burn scars to this day.
Oh.
Josh was a very smart kid as he was a consistent honor student until he reached the 3rd grade.
Good job.
This was when things started to take a turn for the worse. Josh had to drop out of school with his sister because their mom couldn't afford their tuition anymore. They re-enrolled the next year, only to drop out again for the same reason. So Josh's former classmates became his sister's classmates, which led to her getting bullied at school for being a repeater. There was an instance when Josh got into a fist fight against his own former classmates to defend his sister. Imagine how messed up that is. Anyway, their family's financial standing gradually went on a downward spiral. They were barely eating once a day. It even came to a point when they only ate salt, soy sauce, and ketchup as their viand dish.
Relatable. Mabutin tayo sa point na yan na talagang wala nang makain. So, toyo na lang. So, could imagine sa kanila, mas malala pa yung dinanas nila. So, grabe yun.
They moved homes constantly from medium-sized apartments to smaller ones. Now, I don't know exactly how their situation got so fucked up this quickly, but Josh openly talked about it on his YouTube channel. So going back, there was no denying that young Josh and his sister were in a very uncomfortable environment growing up. I can imagine how their living conditions could mess with their head, especially at a very young age.
Hirap yun.
This was when their coping mechanisms started showing up. For Josh's sister, it was rebellion. She constantly got into intense arguments with their mom, so she was barely at home. Josh was even asked to look for her at some point, and that's when he found out that his sister had started drinking. As a young teenager, Josh didn't know how to handle the situation, so he kept it secret and took care of his sister in his own way. Yuna even talked about this in public.
Good kuya.
Pero hirap yung nasa namin. Alam mo yun, kaya masakit sa akin pag nakikita ko rin nahihirapan yung kapatid ko.
Ay.
Kaya ngayon, masaya ako kasi
Mas bata pala si, Josh. So, good bunso.
na-check niya yung mga gusto niya. Akala ko iwan niya na ako. Hindi, siya lang yung kasama ko. Hindi ko kaya siguro pag iniwan niya ako. Sayote. Pag wala kami talagang pagkain nun.
Sa'yo.
Yung sayote kukunin ko, bili ko ng lulutuin ko, tapos yun yung kakainin namin. Tama yung hindi niya ako kayang buhatin, pero bubuhatin niya ako. Yes, si Josh. Ganyan yan dati si Josh, ganun siya kapait.
Solid si
Susunduin
Josh.
niya ako, ihatid niya ako sa bahay. Ate, lasing ka lang naman. Ginaganon niya ako. Hindi na lang ako pipigyan na. Uy ate, huwag ka matakot na, mag-stand to your own, out of your box. Hindi niya ako
Very supportive.
iniwan. Natutulog ako sa likod ng pagpilap. Tapos nakita ko ni Josh, ginagawa mo dyan, baho mo na. Sabi niya gano'n. Sabi niya, mamaya, alis si mama, maligo ka ha. Pag alis ni mama, gano'n niya ako. Tapos, di ba nasa bahay pa si mama, ayaw
Ano pa
pumasok.
kain, guys?
Dadala niya ako pagkain doon. Nandito na ako sa pick-up.
This only
Compassion.
showcased that Josh already had a good heart from the start. And if you think they already went through the worst, it only gets even worse. Josh got diagnosed with stage 3 dengue. And it was so crazy because they only found out about it when Josh started puking blood. So he immediately got hospitalized, which meant draining their finances even more. The good thing about it was that they had a
Ingat kayo, guys, sa
relative in the
dengue.
US who lent them some financial assistance. He gradually got better and got out of the hospital. They were fine for a while until their family's loans started piling up and there was nowhere else to borrow money from. They hit rock bottom to the point that they were forcefully evicted from their rented home, and I don't mean just receiving an eviction letter, but actually having a squad of authorities haul their belongings off the property. Josh saw this moment as his wake-up call. He was so fed up with the situation, so he decided to take matters into his own hands by leaving his family to become independent. He started working as an internet cafe attendant while crashing into his friend's house and didn't even mind sleeping on the floor. If his sister's coping mechanism was rebellion, his was different. It was gaming.
Josh yan?
He fell in love with highly competitive games such as Dota, Dance Dance Revolution, Call of Duty, and more. Do you remember the old stereotype when this look is considered as an okay player while this one is the epitome of someone who can give you a run for your money? Well, Josh was exactly that. He could build Lothar's Edge in 5 minutes and he used to visit nearby towns' internet cafes with his buddies to play competitive Dota, Bioland, and won most of them. There was an arcade called Flashback in Cavite where the name Byte was commonly seen in the top score leaderboards.
Byte.
And guess what? That name belongs to this kid. His name earned the reputation of a DDR master. He even competed professionally and became a champion. He got so good at video games that when he started playing Call of Duty, most of his opponents mass reported him because they thought he was cheating. In reality, he was just too good. This led to his account getting wrongfully banned. So this was definitely a huge setback for him. But Josh wasn't gonna go down without a fight because after a couple of years, he would join one of the biggest Call of Duty tournaments and end up winning the entire thing.
We're down to just 40
Good job.
players left alive, and it's an attempted backstab, but Josh is on the case. We want to congratulate you on your victory. I mean, you won the showdown, an incredible run. But how do you feel? How are you feeling right now?
Well, I'm actually really overwhelmed right now. Honestly, I didn't get to play Warzone for almost 2 years already. After the
He did it live while thousands of viewers were watching. He didn't only prove that he wasn't a cheater, but he also showed that he was a force to be reckoned with as a game.
Sakto sa naisip kaya yan, kaya dyan siya nilagay. Sakto sa arcade.
Doing this, he earned the respect of gamers all over the world. Am I enjoying too much talking about Josh's gaming redemption arc that I forgot to talk about his job? Sorry guys. So while working as an internet cafe attendant, he started reviewing for the alternative learning system. Due to his innate brilliance, he easily acquired his high school diploma around 2010, which is around the same time when K-pop exploded in the Philippines. He inevitably got exposed to K-pop and immediately liked Big Bang, so he started going to K-pop events where he eventually saw Stell performing with Seon. Josh became an instant fanboy. Just take a look at his old tweets.
Kuya Stel, ang galing-galing niya. Oh, congrats, gagawin ko lahat ng para. Wow, supportive.
Stell pretty much inspired him and made him want to become a performer. Josh's new quest was officially on. He formed a dance crew with his gaming buddies and they called themselves Big Bang.
Big fan. Oh, Josh. Gawa niya mga tao.
We all start somewhere, don't you agree? Back to his job, the family who owns the internet cafe he was working at apparently wanted to adopt him, but their attitude towards him noticeably changed after finding out that Josh had started performing. They suddenly increased his 9-hour shift to 18 hours, which left him no choice but to quit the job. He was given only a week's notice, so he had to find a new one as quickly as possible. His best option was to apply as a call center agent. In his first 2 attempts, he passed everything except the final interview because he was lacking a college degree. So he tried to put college undergrad on his resume and that's when he got accepted. He finally found a stable job that allowed him to pursue his dreams. He continued performing, which led to him crossing paths with amazing performers such as C13 of SNJ, getting mentored by Stell with Seon, competing against Ken's Amigos, and then becoming a mentor himself to Justin with Zero to Hero. It's so amazing how he quickly evolved as a powerhouse performer even before the whole training thing with Show BT. In fact, he would become one of the biggest reasons why SB19 came to be because he was the one who recruited Ken and Justin.
Good job.
During their rise in popularity, Josh started hearing about his long-lost father.
Opo, never po. Recently po parang may nagpakilala po sa akin na kapatid po ng father ko. Kasi daw po, wala na daw sa katino ang isip. So, nagpupo na lang po.
So fast forward to today, Josh is now a part of the greatest P-pop boy group ever assembled, backed with
P-pop
almost
kings.
unbreakable. So after hearing Josh's story, would haters still think that he's the weakest link? In my opinion, it will be the opposite. He pretty much blew the haters away. Everything that he went through taught him exceptional skills that gave him an unfair advantage in his chosen field. And he doesn't even brag about it. Just take a look at this one. Want more of this? Here you go. Contemporary? Check. Hip-hop? Check. Girly? Check. You can put a check as well on the musical instruments like the keyboard and the guitar.
So
Even
talented.
choreography. And talking about checks, how about fat checks? Because the dude is an investor and practices stock trading. It is even rumored that he's one of the richest SB19 members and makes the biggest business decisions for them. He gained the respect of his co-members because he's a survivor. He used his experience to keep the people around him involved, not just within his group, but also everyone in the music industry. He could easily become a life coach if he wanted to. Josh is simply the perfect example of talent and hard work. Which brings us to the lesson of his story. In his tale, we learn that no matter how broken your life becomes, everything will be fine as long as you don't break yourself. By not giving up, he slowly acquired different tools that would eventually allow him to fulfill his destiny. He believed that the best way to predict the future was to create it. So he kept learning and started surrounding himself with the best people available. He proved to us that failure only wins if we give it permission. And dreams do come true. It's just a matter of decision.
Kudos kay Casual Chuck tsaka sa mga sumuport para mabutong video na to. And yun, mas tumaas pa yung ano natin, mataas na respeto natin kay Sob Josh. Di talaga natin maintindihan kung bakit may mga haters ganitong ka-impressive na tao. Pero for sure is because hindi nila alam kung gaano ka hirap yung pinagdaanan niya. Tsaka kung ano yung mga kinailangan niyang lampasan bago mapunta sa to where he is right now, and he's continuously reinventing himself. Kita natin lagi yung improvement niya, walang stop. And katulad ng SB19, all of their members hindi nagiging complacent kahit na malayo na yung na-achieve nila. So kudos to them. And yun, salamat sa pag-suggest ng ganitong content. Masaya natin silang na-appreciate. Kung may other suggestions pa kayo, for sure tutuloy natin to. Baka si Sejon Pablo Olbap yung next. And as usual, top comment and tantaranan, top subscriber, congratulations. Yung next suggestion mo, pa-prioritize natin sa mga next batches ng reaction videos natin. So always a great time learning more about our Mahalima. #PPopRice. Kita kits!